Hi, my name is Adam Whitmer. I'm the founder and host here at ComplianceCohort.com. This compliance clip is going to talk about unauthorized electronic fund transfers. The question I often see relates to disputes, and it relates to whether or not certain situations are in fact an unauthorized electronic fund transfer and whether or not a dispute has to be processed under Regulation E in a financial institution. So the question I often see is this. It says, if a third party fraudulently induces a consumer into sharing account access information that is used to initiate an electronic fund transfer from the consumer's account, does the transfer meet Regulation E's definition of unauthorized electronic fund transfer? So in other words, a customer may have given their authorization to a fraudster who maliciously used their information to take money from them. So they thought they were authorizing one thing, but it was done through a malicious attempt, really through fraud. And the question is that really unauthorized because the consumer gave their authorization to that fraudster who took it in means of fraud? So that's what the question is. Now, the answer, of course, is going to come from Regulation E, which is 1005.2, and specifically 1005.2M is the definition of unauthorized electronic fund transfer. We also are going to get some information from the commentary and get information from the CFPB's frequently asked question number 1 on electronic funds transfers. So it's actually not number 1 anymore. I think it has changed. So anyway, it's one of the frequently asked questions. So let's take a look first at the definition under Regulation E at 1005.2M. So what this relates to is the definition section. So 1005.2 is the definition section. Definition M is the definition for unauthorized electronic fund transfer. And what it tells us here is that an EFT from a consumer's account initiated by a person other than the consumer without actual authority to initiate the transfer and from which a consumer receives no benefit is considered an unauthorized electronic fund transfer. Now, the consumer, you may argue, did initiate this. Well, the commentary, it's actually comment 3 to 1005.2M, goes on to say that unauthorized EFTs include a transfer initiated by a person who obtained the access device from the consumer through fraud or robbery. So it says there that an unauthorized EFT includes a transfer by a person, and a person is defined as more than just a natural person. It could be an entity, but of course it is a natural person. So somebody who obtains the access device from the consumer through fraud or robbery that is included in the definition of an unauthorized EFT. And if it's an unauthorized EFT, of course, we would have to conduct an investigation under the dispute process under Regulation E. So moving on to the frequently asked question, what it says is this. It gives us an example. It says, for example, the CFPB is aware of the following situations where a third party has fraudulently obtained a consumer's account access information. Number 1, a third party calling the consumer and pretending to be a representative from the consumer's financial institution and then tricking the consumer into providing their account login information, texted account confirmation code, debit card number, or other information that could be used to initiate an EFT out of the consumer's account. And another example, number 2, a third party using phishing or other methods to gain access to a consumer's computer and observe the consumer entering account login information. EFTs stemming from these situations meet the Reg E definition of unauthorized EFT due to the fact that the information was obtained through fraud or some other malicious attempt. So, as you can see, the answer to our question is it an unauthorized electronic fund transfer when the consumer authorizes somebody through certain information, but it's actually through fraud? So it may not be a full authorization, but the consumer may have given information, or it may be obtained through phishing or through other methods. Then in that case, that is a problem that's considered an unauthorized electronic fund transfers. And therefore, if this is the case in your situation, you would have to consider this under your Reg E dispute process and conduct your dispute and determine if the consumer has liability or not and potentially refund the consumer. So that is that question for today. Now, that's all I have for this compliance clip. If you're new to the compliance cohort, we have a bunch of free training videos just like this. These are called compliance clips. They're free for our basic membership, which our basic membership is free. You can sign up at compliancecohort.com. We have a bunch of free training videos, articles, a weekly newsletter that gives you all the updates that are happening in the compliance world, and a bunch of things like that. If you're an existing member and you're looking for a deeper level of training, we have full training programs found in our store at compliancecohort.com/store. So that's all we have. I hope you are become a member. And if you are a member, thank you so much for being a member because you're the reason we do what we do. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks so much.